Good evening, everybody. I know, I'm late, but I simply had to make another appearance before the new year. What kind of hero are you? Do you even have the stones in the first place? Today we are going to figure out the pro hero you are most like from the My Hero universe. With 13 options available, you will get a very specific pro hero tailored to you by my handmade quiz. Let us make way with Gusto! I am here, the symbol of peace, the #1 hero! All Might, also known as Toshinori Yagi, my favorite hero to cosplay and watch. This time around, he shall be our baseline. In the path of heroism, you cannot get any more perfect. By picking all the correct and most heroic and selfless answers, you arrive here. If you genuinely arrive at All Might, then you really are the ray of sunshine, excellent with people, helpful, and greatly appreciated, as the guy people can trust. Honestly, I doubt people will genuinely get here. An important fun note about the larger-than-life hero is that he genuinely might not enjoy all the attention, and his extroversion traits are tied to his hero persona, while in reality he prefers quieter and more interpersonal ways to spend time. If that sounds like you, then you really are the world's greatest hero. And probably a really good friend. Endeavor, the flame hero. Enji Todoroki is the #2 hero in all of Japan. An outwardly angry guy. This is surprisingly the selling point for most of his fans and turnoff for others. A believable personality to arrive at. A good guy with honor who can be a little hot-tempered. I can relate. My blood boils at the slightest inconvenience. Anyhow, you work hard, you're brutally honest, and your friends love you for you, and that's as real as they come. You're the kind of guy I want on my side anytime. Enji is ranked first on the heroes that look like villains ranking. That's a fun fact, might not be really fun for him. Hawks, the fastest chicken and my hero. His name, Kiego Takami, the past #3 hero of Japan and now #2. His character is not all that complex, but is rather dynamic with 2 main layers. The way he is eternally and the character he promotes himself to be are at odds. Inside, he is constantly aware of his surroundings while looking poised and calm on the outside. When attacked for his laid-back nature, he deflects with witty banter or simply takes the insult as if it wasn't a big deal. Despite these traits, he does care about his image and how powerful and helpful that can be. If you're a Hawks, then you're the type of guy who lets his work talk for himself and never says or does something you'll regret. Very cool indeed. Fly on, you burnt chicken nugget. Which is awfully kind of similar to what I look like, but we're moving on to perhaps one of my favorite personalities. Shota Aizawa, the Erasure hero. One of the most popular pros on the show amongst fans is an underground hero who cares not for fame and fortune. Eraser is a very solitary man who keeps his cards close to his chest and is very stern with his students, even other adults. An apathetic man comes off as brutish, but does not fight or argue pointlessly. Only when necessary, showing off his theme for not wasting time or energy on illogical things. Another important theme for him is death. Long after losing his friends in combat, he began to expel students so they can experience death on a smaller scale, and then re-enroll them later, reinvigorated to become heroes. If you got Aizawa, then you might be a quiet person whose friend group is small but made for each other. You bring the best out of those you're willing to spend time with, but you might want to work on your first impressions and learn some healthy habits to get out of your head. Alright, are you ready? Present Mike, those with the most, is by far one of the most eccentric and fun personalities that has an interesting side to it. Similar to Aizawa, he too experienced immense loss at an early age, and he still holds the memory. But unlike his seemingly more mature friend, he keeps calm, holds 3 jobs, speaks another language, and is happy and well received by all. An odd dynamic between him and his friend Shota. If you got this loudmouth, you must be loud. Have no fear of public speaking, probably be an extrovert, and enjoy making new friends and trying new things. I wouldn't be surprised to see you leading your friend group and dragging off people for fun. Similar to Present and Shota. Sir Night-Eye, sir, the man of foresight, the man of riz. The only sidekick of All Might, Sir is incredibly private, studious, and loyal, with 2 main contradictions. His intimidating nature is paired with his appreciation for humor and energy. Another would be his fear for the future and his future-telling quirk, his power. Similar to his salaryman attire, he is rather responsible and an excellent leader who takes responsibility for those under him. The kind of guy who takes every promise and duty seriously. If you've got Night-Eye, then you might be the mom of your friend group. Good with people, even though that doesn't mean you like to socialize. You're prim and proper, might be your natural state. Lastly, you have a mean resting face. And a fun fact is, he dresses as a salaryman, thinking it's funny to be a hero dressing like he's going to his office job. I know I said that all seriously, but I really do think that's pretty funny. Mount Lady, the giant lady of MHA, is an odd case that I didn't want to include at first, but lamented after reading on about her. She has obviously considerable bad personality quirks, like her love of attention, shamelessness, but however, this woman is still a hero who is careful about her boorish powers causing damage and hurting civilians. She also didn't quit being a hero after several other pro heroes quit after Backlash of seemingly more dedicated heroes. And this translates to you being driven by your innate desires and unshakable in whatever you believe in or want. Nothing wrong with being confident in yourself after all. I hate to say it, but I could relate. I believe in myself the same way I believe in you. Hey, Fat Gum, the BMI hero. He is rather simple in an admirable way, caring for all of those deserving and quick to put faith in young heroes. Though he can be quick and impulsive when it comes to aiding those in need, when leading others, he seems to be extra aware of them, somewhat like an empath. So if you've got fat, then you are an outgoing empath who can't help but doing the right thing sometimes. People really can see that fiery protector in your eyes. Trust me. Mirako hops into action. As the bunny hero, she has a bunch of different traits from others dialed up to 11. She is somewhat selfish, focusing on her love of combat, so self-involved in her passion that she doesn't even have a real office or a team to back her up. Pair this love with her fierce speak her mind attitude, and you get someone who won't back down. If you got Mirako, then I really hope you're my friend and not the enemy. You're loud, you're tough, you won't back down from anything, and that makes you pretty damn cool in my book. Midnight, the rated R hero, is in a much similar situation to Mount Lady with an on-the-nose facade. As the flirty hero she seems to be, she could come off as a lewd airhead, but in reality is rather keen and treats her jobs seriously. Yes, multiple of them. Similar to President Mike, she's a teacher and a pro hero and has all the time in the world, it seems, which shows a lot of responsibility. If you ended up with Midnight, then I could see you as an honest person who's great with people or kids. And if not, then you have great personality skills perhaps with those you like. You're an honest person who could flip from fun to work just fine. And that's a skill on its own. Gang Orca, the killer whale is a scary, serious pro who is secretly a softie who loves kids. He hides behind his gruff exterior, angry insults and more. However, he is shown to be a very proper with fellow pros and civilians. Last hidden trait is that he's very competitive in small matters like games. Not pro hero rankings though. If you're this killer orca, then you're a great guy who people can trust, who can also scare off people with your gruff personality. As a victim of a mean mug, I can relate. I scare people. Best Genus, the #1 hero with heroism in his genes. A charming man of fame who seeks influence from the responsibility it brings and not for desire. A hero who wants to share his clean look and heroic ways with others. Also, not a fan of unrefined heroes like the Bulldozer Bakugo. If you're Best Genus, then you're a wise old soul of a person who's got this whole life thing figured out. And that is a real superpower. You'd make a fine teacher. I could use a lesson or two. Gran Torino is the Clint Eastwood of MHA. He appeared as a senile old man who is hiding his true nature as nothing short of a perceptive pro hero. He's fast, he's stern, he's smart, and watchful of others. The perfect support who works well with others. Very adaptive with others while still taking a stern and direct approach. He also traumatized All Might so much that he shakes at his memory. If you've got Gran Torino, then you don't mind stepping back and watching, coming in for aid only when necessary. You're the kind of guy who's more in tune with himself than any other man. And that's it. That's the MHA personality quiz video. I hope you enjoyed it. It felt a bit like a rush job, but honestly, I'm still pretty proud of what we got here. Let me know what you got in the comments, and I will happily see you again. And be sure to say hi. The comments is the best part of the job, to be honest. Hope to see you again soon. I'll catch you in the next one.